Hi all, today we will talk about 5 facts about coffee. First fact, ancient origin of coffee. The history of the discovery of coffee is associated with an ancient legend from Ethiopia, which can be traced back to the 9th century. According to legend, a shepherd named Haldi noticed that his goats became more active and cheerful after eating berries with coffee beans. Haldi decided to try these berries himself and noticed a pleasant wakefulness and energy surge. The shepherd reported this observation to a priest from a nearby monastery. The priest decided to use the berries to create a drink that would help him stay awake during the night while he prayed. Thus began the history of coffee as a drink that gained its popularity due to its wakeful properties. Over time, knowledge of coffee beans spread throughout Ethiopia, then through the Arabian Peninsula and further around the world. Coffee culture began to evolve and the drink began to be valued for its stimulating and social aspects, becoming an important part of many cultures and societies. Second fact, Brazilian dominance. Brazil occupies a central position in the global coffee industry and is the largest producer of coffee. It has actually become a key element of the Brazilian economy. Coffee plants were first introduced to Brazil in the early 18th century, and the country's climate and soil conditions proved ideal for growing coffee trees. Today, Brazilian coffee is represented by various varieties, but the main two are Arabian and Robusta. Arabian coffee, grown in the highlands, has a milder and more delicate flavor, while Robusta coffee, produced in the lowlands, is usually stronger and richer. Brazil produces more than a third of the world's coffee production. It is also known for its large coffee plantations and family farms, where coffee growing traditions are passed down from generation to generation. Brazilian coffee represents not only high production volume, but also a variety of flavor and aroma variations, making it an incredibly important player in the global coffee industry. Fact 3. Dark roasts and the caffeine. Myth. There is a common belief that dark roast coffee contains more caffeine, but this turns out to be just a myth. The process of roasting coffee beans involves high temperatures that actually break down the caffeine. Thus, light roasts, which expose the beans to less heat, actually retain more caffeine. During the dark roasting process, coffee develops richer aromas and characteristics, giving it a darker color and a more bitter taste. However, caffeine, as a more easily vaporized substance, becomes less stable at high temperatures, meaning that a cup of dark coffee may actually contain less caffeine compared to light roasts. So, if your goal is to get more caffeine, you might want to look into light roasted coffees. Dark roasts, on the other hand, provide a richer, deeper flavor, but not necessarily a higher caffeine content. Fact 4. Biodiversity of coffee species. There are over 120 different species of coffee plants in the world, but only 2 dominate the global coffee industry. The 2 main species are Arabian coffee, Coffea arabica, and Robusta coffee, Coffea canephora. Each of them has its own unique characteristics and affects the taste, aroma, and quality of coffee. Arabian coffee. This type of coffee plant is considered to be of higher quality and delicate compared to Robusta. Coffee Arabian grows in high mountain regions, usually at an altitude of more than 2,000 meters above sea level. These high-altitude areas provide optimal conditions for slower plant growth and development, which in turn gives the beans more complex flavors, stronger aromas, and lower caffeine content. Robusta coffee. Unlike Arabica, Robusta coffee grows in low-lying areas with hotter climates. Robusta is considered less sensitive to environmental conditions and more resistant to disease, making it more advantageous for growing in a variety of climates. Robusta beans often have a stronger flavor, richer aroma, and higher caffeine content than Arabica. All of these differences in the biodiversity of coffee species give coffee a variety of flavor profiles, allowing coffee lovers to choose drinks that suit their preferences. Fifth fact, the first coffee filter and the story of Melita Bentz. In 1908, a significant event for the world of coffee took place in Germany. Melita Benz, a German housewife, invented the first coffee filter. Melita's idea stemmed from her desire to improve the coffee brewing process to create a cleaner, less rough-tasting drink. Melita created a simple device that was a cone-shaped paper filter that was placed over a bowl or saucepan. She also suggested using perforated sheets of paper to improve the filtration process. This invention made it possible to prepare coffee without sediment and get rid of the unpleasant aftertaste that could appear when using traditional brewing methods. Melita's invention quickly gained popularity, and in 1909, she founded her own company called Melita. This moment became the starting point for the mass production of coffee filters, and since then, Melita filters have become an integral part of coffee culture. Today, Melita filters and others like them are used all over the world to make clean, delicious coffee at home. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel. This will motivate me to make more interesting videos.